How are you today? So good to see you as always. You know, I say it every single time. I'm living my best life. And the guest with me today is reason number 1 million. I am very honored and excited to introduce you to Tammy Carter of All Squared Away. She's a professional organizer, but it goes way beyond that, way beyond just cleaning out a kitchen cabinet. So Tammy, thank you so much for being here. Welcome,
Well,
welcome, welcome. Glad to
thank you
see
so
you.
much for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this community.
Oh, well, we're thrilled to have you. Thrilled. So tell me a little bit about All Squared Away.
So, All Squared Away was created to help individuals find some calmness, some peace, some control when life is out of control. I think that was one of the things we realized during COVID, that we couldn't control anything, right? But what happened within our four walls. And so All Squared Away was really created for that, to give people back control when the world is chaos, when job is crazy, we're running from here to there and everywhere with sports and children and all sorts of things, volunteer work, all of those things. And we can't control everything, but we can certainly control what's happening in our four walls of our home. Sometimes it may be the four walls of a room. That's where we have to start. But all four components of All Squared Away are equally important. That's why I made it a square. So it's home, personal, business, and time. And they all are equally important and all have to come together equally to make you all squared away.
Oh, I love that. I didn't realize the square. That makes so much sense. That's wonderful. And it can be a daunting process if you go into a room or a situation or a mess that you're like, well, I'll get to this later, and just shut the door. But in the back of your mind, you know it is sitting there and it just nags at you.
Right. Yes,
And it
yes,
just,
yeah.
you're right. It's just like, I know I need to do this, but I don't know how. I don't know how to get started. But you come in and I know I've known you for a little bit. You're very calm. And one of the best things is you're not going to make everybody throw everything away, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's the first question I always get asked is, I need you to come to my house, but you're going to make me throw everything away. And I'm like, nope, we don't throw anything away. We find a solution that works for you. That may not be throwing anything away. That may be finding a different place to put it, but not throwing anything away. And that's people's biggest fear, that emotional connection to that. And that's what happens with the clutter that you have. You start to look at it as a connection to you and what others think of you, right? And so just think about when you get that call that says, hey, we're in your neighborhood, we're going to stop by. Immediately you scan the room, you check the bathrooms and make sure there's toilet paper, right? You start thinking of all the places they're going to go and what do those rooms look like, because we've got this emotional attachment to our physical space. And so what I want to help you individuals, businesses do is get control of that and find some peace and some calmness in all of that. But the emotional attachment to things, whether it's somebody gave it to me, I can't get rid of it, or this was so-and-so's, like every year I pull out my grandma's ceramic Christmas tree, treasure it, treasure it. That's something you're going to have to claw it out of my hands to take away from me, right? So there's an emotional attachment to things. But when we start looking at that, you often have to just step back and look at, do you really utilize it? If it was a gift, did somebody give it to you as a gift to burden you? No, absolutely not. So what's the best way for you to make the best use of that gift? And that may be gifting it to somebody else and donating it.
Yeah. So it's not, so there is a lot of emotional work that goes on here, and it's not scary. It's very kind, and it's one step at a time.
Right, one step at a time. So what I do is come in, even if I'm gifted to someone, I always say, I still need to meet with them. We can make it a surprise. You can take them away for a weekend. I had a husband do that for his wife, took her away for the weekend, and I organized. But I still needed to talk to her on what her envision was of the space, right? Because I can create it in a way that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if that doesn't work for them, it's not going to work. They're not going to be able to keep it that way, right? So I want to give people a solution that they can manage and keep that way. Everything has a place, but they're able to keep things in that place and not have to worry about, oh, wait, this is where Tammy wanted it, not really where I want it, kind of thing. I did someone's kitchen and they moved into their mother's house. And so I said, okay, in this drawer, it makes sense, to put these things. Oh, no, my mom always put those over here. And I'm like, okay, but this is your house now. And she's like, no, I would rather them be over there. I was like, okay. So I go back a 30 and a 60 and a 90-day follow-up. So I went back, I think it was the 60-day follow-up. And she was like, do you remember where you put? And I said, oh yeah, I put those here. Well, I pulled up in the drawer where she had moved what I had originally suggested, but it took her to figure that out for herself. Right. And so it all comes down to what the customer is comfortable with. So we do that initially in that first consultation, and then we come up with a plan. And then I follow up again when I come to actually do the organizing and say, okay, here's our plan. This is what I'm going to do. Are you still good with that? Do you want to tweak anything, any changes you want to make? And then I go for it and get them all squared away.
I love it. And you can just feel I know I'm touchy feely, but you can feel the love and kindness and support. This is a very gentle touch, and it's just built out of kindness and support. It's not going in there with a wrecking ball and just,
oh no,
this goes here, that goes there. It's not about that. It's not about that at all. And I think that's what makes you so different. It's just great. I need my kitchen cabinet rearranged, but there's a thought process to it and what you need more and what means something to you. And
oh yeah, absolutely. I had a client, she's like, okay, this is a closet I need the most help with. She was moving. And she had her grandpa, the coolest denim Levi jacket with the fur inside, like the fluff inside.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even make those anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a cool jacket. She goes, are you gonna make me get rid of it? No. I go, who? Tell me the story with this jacket. It was her grandpa's jacket. He worked on the farm. She remembered him as a kid wearing this jacket. I go, this is cool. You love camping? Keep the jacket, right? And so we got to a suit in a dry cleaning bag that was so faded, you couldn't even read anything on the ticket from the dry cleaners. And I said, okay, tell me about this suit. And she said, I wore it to my dad's funeral. I can't get rid of it. It was very expensive. And I said, okay, are you going to wear it again? And she goes, no, because every time I look at it, I think of my dad's funeral. And I said, okay. So we went through the rest of the closet. She had some of her mom's nice outfits. Her mom was very involved with rodeo, but it was fringe and feathers and things like that. That's not her style at all. So we were able to kind of move through that. So we went back to the suit and I said, okay, let's talk about this suit. She goes, I can't get rid of it. I can't throw it away. And I go, okay, we're not going to throw it away. I go, but I want you to think about something. There's a new single mom out there that's having to find a job for the first time. And she can't afford a department store suit. And she can't even afford to go to a discount store and put a suit together. But she can get this suit gifted to her by a place that we donate to, or she can go buy a suit at Goodwill for $7, but she can't afford anything else. And she goes, oh, I could help her. And I said, you can help her. And then that shifted her mindset. And she was so much easier willing to let go of things that she knew she would never wear, but that were her mom's prized possessions, right? Because she knew she was helping somebody else. So if I can shift that mindset, and then I found a resale shop locally that all of their proceeds benefit women and children's shelters. And so if they can't give the clothes to those women or children, then they sell them and they give them the proceeds from that. And then once a year, they do a huge garage sale. So now that is near and dear to my heart. So if I can donate clothes, hangers, shoes, things like that, that I can donate there, that's my first place before I take things like to Goodwill or to other places.
Oh my God, I just got goosebumps all over. I mean,
isn't that a great story? Yeah, it was so great.
Different way to look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, before I cry.
No crying, no crying.
So you do homes, but you also do businesses, right?
Yes, yes. So I also help businesses organization, the physical space. And also I have 3 training courses that I do, a 2, a 4, and an 8-hour training course that starts off with email and digital organization, like on your desktop, on your computer, how to get things organized. The studies show that the average employee wastes 6 hours a week on being disorganized, looking for a lost file, can't find, a receipt, things like that. And so I try to help businesses focus in on that, because if your average employee makes $50,000 a year, the statistics show that that's $11,000 a year wasted from being disorganized. So the average company has about 75 employees. That's $825,000 a year that businesses could save from being unorganized, right? So I help them with that. We get into workflow processes, the actual desk space, files. We all still have paper, right? So how to get those organized, and then look at time management, goal setting, all of that. But from the physical space, I've been able to help businesses. I had a client that was a security company. They used a conference room for storage. So we were able to acquire some more space for them, move their storage into an actual room that was a former office, and then create a conference room for them. Their goal was to have a place to onboard employees and to do training for their team. Well, they expanded, and now they have a whole training company. Once other security companies heard that they had a place to train employees, they wanted to send their employees over. And so now they've got a whole new stream of income just from cleaning out a conference room.
That's amazing. And who would think that?
Yeah.
That's just, I love your, oh my gosh, who would think that?
So there's just so many different things that was never on their mind, right? To have another stream of income. They were trying to find a way to be more efficient as a company, but it just grew to something even more for them. So that's so exciting to see. I just love seeing the impact that can make.
It changes lives, it changes families, it changes outcomes, it changes mental health. It's just,
oh, for sure,
so deep and important. Like that lovely jacket story about your grandpa and the nation. That just is a loving, kind hand that just kind of gentle, very gentle.
I try to keep it as simple as possible. Like I have a 3-step process. It's you select the items that you're not using or that you need to keep, donate, whatever you're going to use for those things. And then we sort through them and put like items together, just like that old Sesame Street song, which of these things don't belong, right? And so we sort short, if you're doing a closet, it's short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, dresses, skirts, that kind of thing. And you just sort like things. And then you can sort by color if you want to. And then you style it your way, what works for you. Some of my clients only want the bamboo storage from the Container Store, right? Some of my clients want clear containers. Some want baskets. Some just say, just make it look good, And so then this interior designer part comes in, because I'm like, okay, what would look good here? And I kind of play with it that way. But try to keep it as simple as possible, because they're already overwhelmed,
already daunting
by the stuff. Yes, right. And so if I can come in and not add stress, but make it a simple process for them, and they can see that, then I feel like that's when I've accomplished something, when I can really help them de-stress and see that there is a light out there, right, behind the clutter.
Yeah, and it's just, it makes you feel so good when it's done.
When it's done, yeah. So that's so true.
It is. What's the best way to reach you? A phone number, email? What's the best way?
The best way is either on social media. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, Tammy Carter, on both of those. On Instagram is Tam Carter 96. And then on TikTok, I am Organize Your Chaos. But my website is www.all-squaredaway.com. And then you can always reach me on my cell, 281-460-6185. And email is Tammy Carter all squared away at yahoo.com. So when you spell it out, it looks like T calls all squared away.com. But that's my email address as well.
So we have a multitude ways to reach you. So
Oh, wait. Yes.
it's
Yes. No excuses. No
yes.
excuses. Get that declutter gone.
It's super easy. And I'm telling you, this is more than just cleaning out a junk drawer. This is really getting your life
Oh, yeah.
back together. You're clearing your head. You're eliminating stress. And it just brings calm and peace.
Oh, yeah.
To a space, whether it's work or home, somebody else's house. It just
I have someone that wants me to help organize their phone. She's like, can you come sit with me and organize my photos and my emails? And my phone is a mess. And she runs her business out of her phone. I'm like, well, I haven't done that one before, but I'm sure I can organize your phone. And so we're going to sit and organize her phone together. Yeah.
I
So you
love
just
that.
never know. Yeah. You never know what is the thing that is causing the most stress for people.
Yeah, and it's all different, and it's
Yeah.
just, and that's why she takes a very individual approach and a slow and steady
Yes.
and
Yeah.
kind. So, well, thank you so much for being here today. I got goosebumps like 99% of the way through. That's pretty good.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Reach out to Tammy. She will get you squared away. How about that? All right, my friends, be safe and be well, and we will see you very soon. All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye.